Top store on Jefferson Avenue here in Buffalo has been back open now for several days, 2 months after the mass shooting there. This afternoon, we got the chance to speak with the supermarket chain's president, John Persons, on the same day that the accused killer was arraigned on federal charges that could include the death penalty. Persons told me that more people shopped at the store this past weekend than would have normally been there on any weekend before the massacre. He says the community reaction has been overwhelmingly positive, while also acknowledging that there are those who think it opened too soon. And he updated us on plans for a permanent memorial outside the supermarket. Here's our conversation from earlier today. John, it's great to have you back on. The Tops on Jefferson has now been open for a few days. I think a lot of people are wondering, what has foot traffic been like and what kind of feedback have you gotten from customers?
Yeah, since we opened the doors on Friday morning, it's certainly been a wave of different emotions. What I can say overall is that we've been welcomed back and greeted with so much love and affection. It's actually been overwhelming at times. Friday in particular, when people first stepped through the doors, there were certainly tears. We had ambassadors there to greet people and to help them through the threshold, help them through the store if they needed it. By and large, the affection and the love for our store team shown by the community has been fantastic. Foot traffic, customers coming into the store has exceeded what our expectations were. We weren't really sure what to expect, honestly, and we knew it would take some time and for the community and for customers to kind of process and digest the new store and coming back into the store. But by and large, customers have come back and have engaged considerably. So the metrics that we use internally, we gauge the number of customers in the store, we gauge sales, department sales, category sales. All of those metrics are significantly higher than trend and what we had been expecting. So we think this was for sure the right thing to do for the community. And as you can imagine, those areas that are most needed by the area, all the fresh fruit and vegetables and fresh meat and fresh bakery, those are the areas that are really doing well right now.
How do you quantify that foot traffic? I mean, are you close to seeing the number of customers that you would have seen on an equivalent weekend before the mass shooting, or is it going to take you a while, you think, to get back to those kind of numbers?
Actually, we have seen more customers during these past few days than we had seen on a similar time frame. So there's actually been more customers into the store, which is something we weren't prepared for, but we're very, very happy to see.
We've talked to victims' families, to customers, to community leaders, but I wonder about your employees. What have you heard from them about this reopening, while keeping in mind that some of them were there the day that this happened, obviously still dealing with the trauma? How are they kind of processing being back to work now a few days into this?
So we started a month ago reacclimating those who wanted to come back at this time, who felt comfortable enough to come back. So they had been working in the store for the past month, most of them. Some of them don't feel it's right yet, and we're certainly okay with that, and we'll help them along the way. When they're ready to come back, we'll make sure we're there for them. We'll help them reacclimate to the store. But generally speaking, most of the associates in that store have been working there for the past month. Now, I would tell you Friday was a little different because it's the first day that they actually interacted with the customers that they serve, the people that they've known for so long. So again, it was a very emotional day for many of them. Lots of hugs, lots of kisses, lots of tears for sure, and laughter. I think it went very well. And the associates feel very strongly about wanting to get back and service the community and wanting to get back to their jobs. And as they say, they're Jefferson strong, and they don't want to let hate win. And I think that's what they're showing right now.
A moment ago, you explained how you believe you made the right decision in reopening quickly. You think that is borne out by the number of people who have shown up as customers. But there have been protests outside the store as well. Some people who think 2 months is just too soon to reopen. What do you say to those protesters?
Yeah, this event certainly evokes all kinds of emotions, and we certainly understand it's difficult. And some people might not feel it's time. Some people might not ever feel like it's time to go back into that store, and we certainly understand that. So, first and foremost, we do recognize that, and we look at it as our obligation, really following through on our obligation to service, East Buffalo, service, the Jefferson Avenue neighborhood. And, when we kind of look at that and our obligation, our responsibility, we really knew that we had to open up the store, and we've done it. We feel like we've done it in the most respectful way we possibly could. Recognizing certainly the victims, being inclusive of the neighborhood, bringing the community inside the store in so many different ways. We wanted to listen to the community, take this opportunity to actually have a store that can service the community and the neighborhood better than it did before. That was our obligation, and we feel comfortable that we've done that.
Finally, John, you listened to the victims' families and did not include their names on the memorial that you put inside the store. It's a beautiful poem with a water wall, but we're also told that there will be a permanent memorial outside the store. Where are discussions surrounding that at this point?
Yes, so the front of our parking lot where the large temporary memorial is right now, that area is a pretty large space, and it would be our intention to have a permanent memorial, sort of maybe like a remembrance park and some other memorial type items up there. So we have been talking to community leaders and others. We have a couple proposals already, and we're likely to talk to more people. We want to make sure that we have the community input, and what we have there permanently is appropriate and very respectful of all the victims. I would say that that's going to take a little bit longer to do. We would like to target to have it done by next year, spring, and we'll work hard to doing that. But we want to make sure we do it right with the right input. But yes, we will have another memorial outside the store, right in the front of the parking lot.
All right, John Persons is president of Tops Friendly Markets. Thanks so much for sharing some of your time with us and coming back on the show.
Thank you, Michael. Thank you.